Now on to, we cross over live to Rotherham for the Colin Golf Society Order of Play draws. Live.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the first live draws of the Colin Golf Society. You'll join us here today at precisely 7 o'clock for the first major event of the year, the live Order of Play draw.
Indeed, I'm First Lady Claire Hall, wife of the Society President.
And I'm Nina Sharp, wife of the incredible captain, amazing treasurer and wonderful secretary of your fantastic Colin Golf Society. It really is such a privilege for me to be hosting this broadcast this evening. Very shortly we'll be handing over to the senior committee members who will be holding the first of the two live draws.
That's right, Nina. The first draw tonight will be for the initial game of play, which will be at the College Pines on the 5th of April.
And the second round will be of the first pair matches, which will ultimately decide the eventual single knockout championship of 2014.
So exciting.
Oh, I know, First Lady. I'm absolutely buzzing with glee. My husband has been buffing up his balls in excitement over the last few days, and his 6-iron shaft is the shiniest it's ever been.
Oh, proud and glistening, I'm sure. Okay, so it's nearly time to hand over to the senior committee members. I'd like to introduce the man who has worked so hard and made all this possible. He's worked harder than a gynaecologist giving the thumbs up. Your one and only, your senior treasurer, Mr. Jamie Sharp.
Good evening.
And it's my very great privilege to be introducing the main man of the hour. The man who always managed us to sink it deep in the hole every time. The only man that I know to carry 2 pairs of trousers just in case he gets a hole in one. The president of your great society, El Presidente himself, Mr. Andrew Hall.
Good evening, golf fans.
So let me explain how this is going to happen. The president will choose 4 containers from his bulging sack to reveal the members' numbers. The captain will then cross-reference these numbers to the members' list. These results will be displayed on the screen for you.
So simply sit back, relax and let the action unfold. Or perhaps you've already printed your list from our dedicated Facebook page. As all the action happens, watch it unfold.
Now let's cross over to the senior committee members for the first of the live draws.
Good evening, dear members and Facebook viewers. Welcome to the first ever live Colin Golf Society annual draw. This evening, our president, Mr. Andrew Hall, will be selecting the balls for the draw and will be calling the order of play for the first game at the College Pines on the 5th of April. I would just like to say it's a real privilege to be your captain, secretary and treasurer to get the society up and running for its first year in 2014. At this stage, I'd like to send a special thank you to my dear wife for her support and commitment to the time she's allowing me to the Colin Golf Society. What I'd like to do now is hand you over to our president, Mr. Hall, to make the first draw with the 4 players for the 11 AM tee-off. Over to you, Mr. Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Sharp. And can I say what an honour it is for me to be the Society's President for the first year? Right, so the honour of striking the first ever competitive ball in the Colin Golf Society goes to...
The tension, the pressure on the first strike.
Member number 25.
And member number 25 is Mr. Martin Bailey.
Congratulations to you, sir. Next we have member number 6.
And member number 6 is Mr. Christopher Bratt, aka Bratty.
Next up is technical difficulties. Member number 4.
And member number 4 is your very own social secretary, Mr. Glenn Olivant. And the final ball of the first 4, Mr. Hall. So the pressure it will be on
Is member number 18.
And member number 18 is Mr. Kevin Homer. And that caps the first 4 players for the 11 AM tee-off. Well, dear members, you can take a deep breath now. The pressure's on the first 4 that's been selected. So we'll move over to the 11-10 tee-off. Mr. Hall, if you do these honours of selecting the balls again.
My pleasure, Mr. Sharp. So, the first member in the second 4 ball is member number 3.
Member number 3 is your very own handicap secretary, Mr. Daniel Ogleaf.
And next up in that 4 ball is member number 13.
Member number 13, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Lee McMahon.
Third up is member number 19.
And member number 19 is Ian Smith.
And completing that 4 ball is member number 1. It's me.
Member number 1, Mr. El Presidente himself, your very own
Thank you.
Andrew Hall. And for the tea time, 11:20, Mr. Hall, if you do us the honour.
First up is member number 27.
Member number 27, Mr. Tim Mercer.
Second is member number 5.
And member number 5 is Mr. Andy Openshaw.
Next is member number 30.
And member number 30 is Mr. Patrick Rooney.
And the four ball is member number 11.
And member number 11 is Mr. Dan from our work. And your 4-4 ball will be teeing off at 11:30, so we'll get straight to the draw now.
The first name in the four ball is member number 24.
And member number 24 is Mr. Stuart Swift.
Then we have member number 15.
And member number 15 is Mr. Anthony Hutchinson.
Sorry. Third up in that four ball is member number 20.
And member number 20 is Mr. Michael James.
And the final member of that four ball is member number 22.
And member number 22 is Mr. Dominic Oates. And that covers the first 4 balls of the day, and we'll take a look on screen. And group 5 will be
Member number 12.
and member number 12 is Mr. Sean Mitchell.
Member number 2.
And member number 2 is your good self, me.
Member number 26.
Member number 26 is Mr. Neil Turner.
And finally, member number 21.
And member number 21, Mr. Rob Brannigan. And group 6, 11:50 is
Member number 23.
and member number 23, Mr. Jamie Wilson.
Member number 28.
And member number 28, Mr. Craig South.
Member number 32.
And member number 32, Mr. Gavin Sharp.
And member number 7.
And member number 7, Mr. Darren Wassell.
That must be tie of the round so far.
7 is
Member number 10.
member number 10, Mr. Ben Kirk.
Member number 16.
Member number 16, one of the Finney brothers, Mr. David Finney.
Member number 8.
And member number 8, Mr. Andrew Simpson.
And member number 14.
And member number 15, our smallest member, Mr. Sean Robb.
That's 40.
Member number 14, our smallest member, Mr. Sean Robb. And dear members, if you've been concentrating on the draw so far, you'll know if you're in the last 4. But Mr. Hall, let's draw the names.
Certainly, sir.
This is for the 12-10, Group 8.
Number M31.
Member 31, Mr. Daniel Mackey.
Member number 29.
Member number 29, Mr. Jason South.
Member number 17.
Member number 17, Sheer Guy himself, Mr. Richard Finney.
And finally, member number 9.
And member number 9, Mr. Ujjal Patel. Dear members, that concludes our very first draw for the game at the College Pines. I'd just like to thank our president for pulling the balls. I'm just taking a look over at the computer screen and I can see there's some messages coming in of conspiracy theories linked to the draw, and I think what we'll do for the draw for the singles match is we'll move over to a glass vase just to prove that it's all a bona fide draw for our members. Thank you very much. And back to the girls in the studio now.
Well, I don't know about you, First Lady, but I found it all absolutely thrilling.
Me too.
All you members sat nervously at home, cupping your balls, must feel relieved to know where you've come. So let's have a look at the entire order of play.
I'm so excited. It's almost time for the second of tonight's live draws. This draw will be for the pairs match. But before we do, let's have a look at what else is happening in 2014.
How
So exciting. And of course you can follow it here on the BBC. Okay, so it's almost time to hand over to the senior committee members for tonight's pairs draw. We will pick 2 names and each person will need to contact the respective person and arrange a time and location that's convenient for each other. However, I have been asked to stress that you must play these matches before the end of June.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, First Lady.
Oh.
I'm just getting word that the balls have been reloaded and that the men are ready for our second instalment of the evening. So let's now pass over to the captain and our society's president.
Thank you very much, ladies, and the beauty of a live draw, you can now see we've managed to get our glass drawing container so you can put all the conspiracy theories of the internet to one side of match fixing. You'll not see that in the Colin Golf Society. So this draw now is for our singles knockout tournament, so we'll be drawing the pairs. The singles match can be played in 2s or a 4-ball, but it is very important as the draw that the 2 players play against each other, ready for the next round. So, Mr. President, over to you to commence the draw.
Thank you, Captain. First player is member number 19.
So, member number 19, Mr. Ian Smith.
Will play member number 2. Your very good self, sir.
My very good self, get ready, Mr. Smith.
The next pair. Member number 31.
Member number 31, Mr. Daniel Mackey.
Member number 10.
Against member number 10, Mr. Ben Kirk.
The next pair. Member number 21.
Member number 21, Mr. Rob Brannigan.
Will play member number 24.
Member number 24, Mr. Stuart Swift.
Next up is member 17.
Member 17, Mr. Richard Finney, the one everyone's trying to avoid, Bandit.
To avoid spending 4 hours in his company. Will play member number 26.
Member number 26, Mr. Neil Turner.
Not me. Next up is member number 28.
Member number 28, Mr. Craig South. Let's give him a good shake, Mr. Hall.
Yes, Mr. President. Mr. Captain. Member number 12.
Mr. Shaw Mitchell.
Member number 13.
Mr. Lee McMahon.
We'll play play member number 6.
Member number 6, Mr. Christopher Bratt.
And the next pair is member number 29.
Member number 29, Mr. Jason South.
Against member number 22.
Number 22, Mr. Dominic Oates.
Number 7.
Member number 7, Mr. Darren Wassell.
Against number 15.
Mr. Anthony Hutchinson.
Number 27.
Member number 27, Mr. Tim Mercer.
Against number 25.
Against Mr. Martin Bailey. We're about halfway through the draw now, dear members.
Member number 1. That's me.
That's Mr. Presidente himself. Member number 1, Mr. Hall.
Play member number 8.
Member number 8, Mr. Andrew Simpson.
Next up is member number 32.
Member number 32, Mr. Gavin Sharp.
Against member number 20.
Against member number 20, which is Mr. Michael James.
Next up is member number 4.
Member number 4, our Social Secretary, Mr. Olivant.
We'll play member number 23.
Member number 23, Mr. Jamie Wilson.
Next is member number 14.
Member number 14, Mr. Sean Robb.
We'll play member number 30.
Member number 30, Mr. Patrick Rooney.
Member number 3.
Member number 3, our Handicap Secretary himself, Mr. Daniel Ogleaf.
We'll play member number 9.
Against member number 9, Mr. Ujjal Patel.
Only a few left now. Member number 18.
Member number 18, Mr. Kevin Homer.
We'll play member number 11.
Member number 11, Mr. Dan from our work. And down to the last two.
The last pair, yeah. Member number 16.
Member number 16, Mr. David Finney.
We'll play member number 5.
Member number 5, Mr. Andrew Popenshaw. Well, dear members, that concludes both draws for today, and I'd just like to say thank you very much, and I'm sure this season will bring us many happy memories and some real sporting moments. So a big thank you. More information will be sent soon on the order of play and how the singles play will work this season, and all's left to me is to say thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
And we'll move over back to the ladies in the studio. Thank you, and bye.
Well, there you have it, the result of the second draw. Let's just take a moment to look at the whole thing. I'll pop it on the screen for you. I don't know about you, First Lady, but I have thoroughly enjoyed this evening. The excitement, the drama, the sheer suspense of it all, it's been fantastic.
Amazing. And I would really like to echo what Jamie has said this evening. 2014 is going to be a great year for golf, a great year for sports. It's going to be fantastic. And I would like to wish each and every one of you a great year of success.
Oh, me too. And although some of you might have more strokes than a 15-year-old boy having access to the internet, it's about the taking part and having fun that counts. I know some of you are stocking up equipment, spending hours at the driving range. I can tell you that the captain has hit more balls than Tom Daly's chin on the off-winter season break. So let me take this opportunity to let you know it's about the spirit of the game. Long may the society continue.
And just a reminder, the Golf Society Race Night will be on the 29th of March at the Colin Campbell, Kimberworth. Check out our Facebook for further details or just pay on the night. Hope to see you there.
Well, that's about it from us. The programme will be uploaded onto our Facebook page and the confirmation of both draws can be seen.
That's good night from me.
And good night from me.